Hello and welcome to the Retirement Roadmap Show. I'm your host, Dave Nagy from SRS Wealth Management, and we have Tony Shore in the studio with us. How you doing, Tony?
Oh, David, if I was any better, I don't know. I don't know. If I was any better, my name would be David Nagy. That's how good I'm
Uh,
doing today. Yep,
I
yep.
love it. I love it.
Oh
Glad to hear
yes,
that. Glad to
yeah.
hear that.
Well, I mean, and it's a low bar, but I can at least say I'm doing better than the market.
Ugh,
I've had a better week than the stock market, right?
yeah,
I've
it's
been
been
saying that every
crazy.
week, unfortunately,
Yeah,
or fortunately, one of the two. Yeah, the market is crazy with ups and downs. I mean, yeah, it's up. It's up again today, down yesterday, up today. You know how it is.
it's teasing us.
It is. It's teasing
Teasing us.
us. It is. So, how have you been? What's going on there?
Been well. Just got over a 2 week cold. I think everybody in San Diego caught this thing. So lots of people to commiserate with, but I'm a little bit nasally.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I got no complaints. It's been good. Been
Yeah,
good.
you look good,
Well,
David,
thank you.
today. You're doing good for those
Stop it some more.
who are stop it. Keep keep it coming. All right. Well, you know what, David, I have to thank you because not only have you been a great friend, but letting me hang out with you on the show each week is so much fun. I always enjoy our talks, and I know our listeners do as well. They enjoy the information that you give. So I'm just along for the ride here, and you've got another great one lined up for us, don't you?
Well, you're too kind, Tony. You're too kind. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the changes in Social Security that I tell you, some of my clients have been very, very happy about. If you were subject to a windfall provision, maybe you didn't get Social Security because of WEP or GPO. There's some really cool things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about making sure that you've got the updated payment schedules. We're going to talk about fraud and how they're trying to mitigate that, and a little bit about cost of living increases and some other great stuff. So we got a great show today.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad we do. I mean, there's a lot to think about out there, and I know we just want to encourage our listeners. Turn off the TV once in a while. Don't listen to the 24/7, news channels or financial
Ugh.
news networks,
Yes, please turn
because
off those TVs.
it's just doom and gloom a lot of times. But at the same time, it's good to stay informed. However, don't let your emotions play a part in your financial decisions. Work with a financial professional. I want to encourage our listeners, if they have questions, it doesn't cost anything to set up a consultation with you and
Yep.
find out where they're at financially. That is so important. So, David, moving on into our show, Social Security updates. What's going on? Why does this matter, first of all?
Well, you want to make sure. I want to remind everyone of the Social Security payment schedule. So if you're getting Social Security and your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th of April, you got your check on the 9th. And then for those of you that are born between the 11th and the 20th, it's on the 16th. And then for those of you with birthdays between the 21st and the 31st, those checks go out on the 23rd. So, I really want to make sure people are checking your deposit dates and make sure that your bank information is up to date with the Social Security Administration.
All good things to know. So the payment schedule, that's good to understand. And people are kind of concerned about Social Security right now, but I think for those who are getting ready to retire or in retirement, don't panic, but
Mm.
understand these rules. Work with a financial professional. And again, thanks for going over the 2025 payment schedule. What else do you want to highlight here?
Well, first of all, like Tony said, don't panic. It's going to be there for us. They're
Yes.
not going to take it away. And we're going to talk about why I believe that a little later in the show. But,
Okay.
some of the great things that are happening this year, the Social Security Fairness Act passed. and they repealed the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. So if you were unable to get Social Security because of one of those, you really want to reach out and make sure you're getting your retroactive payment, which on average has been about almost $7,000. And then I had a client come in. She's so cute. She said, I wasn't getting any Social Security. I got a big check, and now I'm getting $3,000 a month, Tony, and I don't even need it.
Oh,
I don't know many people that can say that one, but she was so cute. She says, well, I'm going to put it into my grandkids' college fund, which I thought was pretty cool. But there's a lot of people out there this has a major impact on. So I really want to encourage those of you that were impacted by WEP or the GPO, contact Social Security, check your benefits and see if you qualify, because who doesn't love free money?
Hey, I do. I mean, free money is great. So if you've ever worked in the private sector, but now you're a government employee, you may be eligible to get more of your Social Security since this is passed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love our government. Now, only our government would eliminate the elimination provision, right?
Right.
The windfall elimination provision has been eliminated. Yeah, exactly.
And then, along with all of that, they're really trying to tighten up Social Security and eliminate again,
right,
the fraud. So as of April 14th, so as of yesterday, certain people are going to have to make sure that they verify their identification. This applies to retirement, survivors, and auxiliary benefits, so spouse or child benefits. It doesn't apply to people getting Social Security, disability, Medicare, or SSI. Those can still be verified by phone. But for certain people, they're going to have to, make sure that they have proper identification. And this is really just to eliminate fraud and make sure that we're tightening things up.
Yeah, it could cause some delays. But hopefully, other than that, it is good. They want to prevent fraud. So it is interesting, though, all these changes, some of them good, some of them not so good for some people.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, fraud is rampant. I mean, Social Security, just on a personal level, the Social Security Administration will never call you. I just want to add that because a lot of our listeners out there may have been fooled. The IRS, the Social Security Administration, if somebody calls and says they're with those administrations or even texts you, just ignore it.
Hang up the phone. Yeah.
Hang it up.
I'm really glad you brought that up. They're getting so much better at this fraud. I probably get 20 emails a day. I get several texts a day. Be very, very careful out there. Don't assume that they are who they say they are. In fact, be very skeptical. I always say use my Social Security account whenever possible. Keep your ID and documents ready, and just be patient with the wait times. Things are backed up a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, they are. Yeah. They are. Okay. So what's something else that's happening with Social Security that we should be aware of?
Well, most people get a cost of living increase. So for 2025, the cost of living, or COLA, is going to be about 3.2%, slightly a little bit lower than 2023 and 2024. And this is because inflation is kind of slowing down a little bit, right? So you want to make sure you revisit your budgets and make sure that we lower those amounts. Don't expect that higher cost of living increase. For those of you that need help, that's why we're here. Call my office at 619-460-9433. Come on, get your free consultation. We'll do a budget for you. We'll look at all of your income sources to make sure that you're not draining your accounts too quickly, or if you have surplus, what to do with that. Maybe Roth conversions or something that you want to start considering. If you're going to leave money to your children or grandchildren, you do not want to leave it in the IRA or the old 401k. It's the worst way to transfer your wealth. We've got potential changes coming for 2026 for Social Security recipients, Medicare adjustments. They're currently looking at, and they're really debating right now to try to make Medicare more sustainable. And one of the ideas is they're looking at a premium based type of plan, and they're looking for people that earn more money are going to have to pay a little bit more. So,
Right.
there's a lot of things coming up for 2026. We'll talk about that as we learn more about it. They're likely going to increase the retirement age for younger people. So we're looking at full retirement age now, moving it to 68 or even 70 for younger people. And this will help make sure it's there for us and push it back for those that are younger.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to start tightening the rules around Medicare, Medicaid. So we'll see. They want to make sure there's transparency, that we understand, where the dollars are going, and make sure they're going to the people that really need it.
Yeah, that is important. I really think that they need to be able to show that. And you're right. There are many ways that they're looking at to shore up Social Security and make sure it will be there for everyone. There could be a lot of changes coming down the pike, and we're going to see a lot more. And of course, we'll update our listeners and viewers on the show as these changes happen, and let them know when they're going to happen. If it does pass and laws do change, I think that's so important. Now, one big thing for our listeners out there is, and this isn't necessarily a change, but we're talking about Social Security. So I think it's a good time to remind people how important it is to understand when to file and the difference that makes, and not just to file when somebody else did or when they tell you is the right time to file.
Yep.
But there are so many different Social Security strategies and times that people can file, right? That's a big financial mistake a lot of people make, isn't it?
Yeah. And we monitor all of our clients' birthdays. So we make sure 6 months out before they turn 65, we send them an email talking about, scheduling your appointment to set up your Medicare. 3 months out, we have our specialist, Colleen McGlamory, who just does Social Security, Medicare supplements. She reaches out 3 months prior. So we really make sure we're on top of it for our clients to make sure that they do that. So, let's recap, right? So check your payment schedules, check your April deposits. If you were affected by a WEP or a GPO, the repeal is going to be big for you guys and gals. Make sure you check, call us. We're happy to help. Verify with Social Security. For those of you that are getting survivor benefits, be prepared. You're going to have to do an in-person verification. They're trying to protect people from fraud, protect yourself from fraud, monitor your account, stay alert to scams. And then I encourage people, come into my office, get on my calendar, meet with my team, and let us show you how to navigate through these changes, how to get the most out of Social Security, when to take it, when to apply. All of these are so important. So call my office, 619-460-9433, 619-460-9433. Go to our website, srswealthmanagement.com. We're so happy to meet with you. We want to help. We look forward to meeting with all of you. So please get on my calendar and let's make sure that we help you navigate all this.
Yeah, exactly. And to help our listeners navigate it, you can run reports for them. I encourage our listeners to pick up the phone and give David a call. David, I know you love hearing from folks, answering questions, and they can set up a no charge, no obligation consultation. One more time before we go, what's that phone number and web address?
619-460-9433 and srswealthmanagement.com.
All right. Thanks, David. Listeners and viewers, thanks for tuning in. That does it for today's episode of the Retirement Roadmap Show with our host, David Nagy.